we're seeing that the demand is rapidly growing, and we're seeing that because a lot of companies didn't listen to your article and pulled back either on the sales and marketing folks or on the marketing budgets. So, paid search, cost per clicks are at some of the lowest we've seen in years. And so there's a huge opportunity to grow, which has been great for a lot of our clients. But are you optimistic that that's going to continue and that we're going to see continued growth as we're going into the summer and the fall and then the holiday season?
I think in the leisure market, absolutely, and you hit it spot on, Tammy. Particularly in the drive markets. I think the airline, the fly, there may not be people packing up a family of 4 or 6 on a plane. They may drive 300 or 400 or 500 miles first before they would fly. But I think it's going to be different per sub-segment of the leisure market. Are you talking about couples, talking about families, and so forth? So I think those hotels that have really powerful destination type leisure attributes have the opportunity to do really, really well, and they should certainly take advantage of that. I think the one that will come back the latest will be that long haul travel, because that's still where there's the most risk is still associated with it. Because travelers just don't know, unless you're a regular international traveler, and even if you are, there's an extra set of concerns you need to think about. What if I get quarantined over there, or there's an outbreak again that pops up? That's what is in the back of people's mind when they keep thinking about health. If people don't practice social distancing safely, will there be a surge again, like has been happening in Iran right now? They've got a surge going on again, and there are different, metrics that are measuring this by country, so we can learn from other countries and what they've seen, and hopefully that would be a lesson to most people here in the U.S. Practice of social distancing and stay safe, and that's going to create some travel plans to shift. Fortunately, so far they've just been postponed. Very few have been canceled, but I think leisure this summer can be very, very strong.
And that's a great sentiment too, to really monitor what's happening in other countries, especially those like China, where they maybe closed down a little bit before we did, and they come back a little bit before we did, to look for those trends, look for are we seeing secondary outbreaks, hotspots, and what can we do to make sure that travel continues to be strong. Great points, Bob.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this is not just the U.S. This is truly a global issue. And one of the metrics we've seen is that other countries' hotels that were closed are opening within a range of 14 to 16 weeks after the pandemic spiked in their market. So they're seeing it decline, and then that 14 to 18 week window. And the CRB research I quoted before has identified the 4 stages, if you will, of how hotels are dealing with the pandemic and how they're opening. The first stage is really when they're still in lockdown or free fall. And fortunately, right now, the only country in the world that's still in that category is Brazil. The next category is where there's semi-easing, a little bit of lockdown. The third category is gradual opening. And then the fourth category, they call it 70% normal life. And actually, there's only 5 countries in the world that are in that category, and China's leading the way in that. And the other 3 countries are all in Europe. The US is still in that second category, that semi-easing, if you will. They're right there with Spain and the UK and a few other countries. The gradual openings, hopefully we'll get to that within the next 30 to 60 days. By the time we get to the summer season, it should be well on our way to that fourth stage. But you can map this by country, and you can learn by what those other countries have been through to see, how they can protect themselves and what best practices are working for them that certainly we should be adopting here.